Hey everyone, I want you to imagine for a second having your own studio, your own community full of developers, gamers, game awards, just like one tiny place where you can make your own games. Imagine spending 8 years making a game and putting in millions. The money is not the biggest issue because you're being funded by Sony, you have a shit ton of money, so that's not the hardest thing. But still, 8 years working on the same game, and that's your only game you've been working on, and it takes a long time. People leave, people come and go, but once you finally have it done, you want to kill yourself, but you have to put it out, and when it releases, you get barely any players actually on it. Let's say 2,000. I'm pretty sure that was how many they had on the first day. 2,000 players, and from there, it doesn't get popular, it doesn't get bigger. You don't have some big popular streamer like Most Critical cover it, what he does, but he shits on it. And then from there, it goes from 2,000 to 100 to 90, 80, 60, all the way down from there. To the point that you probably have servers in your studios just covered in dust that nobody's running the game on because nobody's playing it. And then that big publisher helping you out, Sony, just looks at you after 10 days and says, no, I'm sorry, we have to pull you out. Like a mom with a malformed, mouth-breathing child just smothering with a pillow. Okay, I'm going to be honest. You can look at this game and be like, oh, it's very soulless, very generic, very uninspired. And you're in your right. But I feel bad for the people that spend so much time on this and just it flops. 8 years for all of this. Yeah, it looks bad. It looks like a very rehashed game from some other place. But at the same time, you would expect to have more people than just 2,000, or as it is right now, 50. And yeah, I get it. If a game's not fun, it's not fun. But for a game that's coming on the PS5, backed up by Sony, surely you'd have more status than just this being killed after 10 days. I get maybe Sony's so rich, they don't care about, wasting 100 million or 200 million on this game to make it, and they're willing to lose the money by just pulling it. I feel after they pull it, there's no chance of making any money after it, so they accept the law. They accept the law, stop right there. Just no sinking cost fallacy at all. But how did Concord 2024 get this bad? That's gonna be an Act-Man video, I promise. And I really feel like a huge chunk of the problem why, it died on release was that it had no advertising. The only way I saw it from people was people shitting on it. No ads on YouTube, no Twitch sponsorship, just people hating on it. I feel maybe after they put so much money into the budget, around 1 million, 100 million, they were okay, let's not put any money into the advertising because that won't matter. Even though it does, clearly, massively. And especially with a game this generic, why would someone have a reason to play it from a first glance where they probably mistake it for Overwatch or Valorant? It looks that, uninspired. And you know what? It would probably done good because it's a hero shooter. And those games, if you don't like them, you don't like them at all. But people that love them really get into it. But that's probably another reason why it failed. Because are hero shooters still popular? Back in the day, back 8 years ago when this game was, being developed at first, in the first steps, probably then it was still popular. But right now when it came out, I'm not sure it still would be. Or if there is a market for it, they're probably in other games like Overwatch 2. And I know people hate that game, but for a lot of people, once they're stuck to it, they're really stuck to it. So they have no reason to come over to Concord. Speaking of Overwatch 2, art style is another thing that was brought up when this game was announced to be, killed off in a couple of days. Where people said, oh, the game is so ugly, or the characters are so hideous, nobody will play it. And to be honest, somewhat. They're not so ugly that, it makes you throw up, but they look so forgettable, so hyper-realistic that you forget about them just after you play it. Would it be enough to make you write a scathing review on Steam? Probably not. But in a hero shooter where you pick people based on their abilities or the way that you like them to look, then yeah, probably is a big factor. However, I will say now, from the videos I saw, like I said, of the characters, they look so generic. I want to bring up the ideas that the creators probably had making them. You have generic woman with a pixie cut and an earring, okay, a witch, I guess. You have that big lady that everyone's making fun of because she looks like a turtle, yeah. Big blue guy.
Fine. Too bad.
Huh? Well, that's another thing as well. Every time you pick a new character, it's like something really dumb like, let's fight for us. Wait, I want to see what he said again. Fight too bad. Okay, that's. I'm glad I heard that from you, man. Some mushroom thingy, yeah. A green guy, just a woman wearing a hazmat suit. Okay, a pink robot thingy. What? Baseball cap. Ugh. And some fat guy. Okay, very good characters. Yeah, I feel like 8 years. Probably the character design for the heroes wasn't at the forefront. But at the same time, 8 years, and the best you had was some blue guy, some pink robot, and a fat guy. Okay, very good choices. But characters are only one piece of the game. What about the gameplay? And I don't know, because I haven't, played it at all. I don't really care to. It's $40. I mean, it's $40, but when the game's being pulled in a couple of days, you get a refund. But if I did, buy it at all, it doesn't seem that interesting from what I've seen on gameplay on YouTube. I mean, just like any other hero shooter, you shoot, and do more shooting. And with characters not being the best, gameplay at this point, when you first buy the game, would be the first thing, the biggest thing to keep you on playing. Which you try all the characters, you don't like any of the abilities, you try all the maps, you don't like any of them, you try all the guns, oh wait, it's not a gun, yeah, it's the hero shooter, but you try everything in the game, and you realize, I don't like this at all. I mean, I saw some videos like, initial gameplay of Concord, it's not that bad, and I'm like, sure it's not that bad, but after a couple of tries, you're like, wow, this is so boring, I'm sure to go back to some other game that's more popular and more fun. So casual players won't stick around, but for hardcore players, from what I've seen, they're so bored of the game, in order to like level up or get your platinum, they do the method of, spawning in a map, picking any character, and just jumping off the map to kill themselves. Because that way, that's a fast way to get like more XP, and doing that over and over and over. Which, what does that say about your game, child? So, all in all, I give my condolences to the studio, I don't know your name. You don't deserve to know your name if you made only one game in 8 years, but I feel bad for you for making the one game that you had being dog shit and dying in 10 days. And Sony, learn how to put ads on buses. That would have like boosted up the player count to like tens of millions easily. I know for a fact.